Welcome back, Watertown Tech Ed students. Today we're going to look at our second video in the series with Itopia software. This one's going to concentrate on file management as well as how to download various files and be able to access them. Again, because we're dealing with a remote computer, we're not just dropping files onto your Chromebook per se. We actually have to put them different places. And one of the things I have found over time is students and adults suck at file management and organization within their structures. So we're going to look at some of those things. One of the first things I want to do is do some setup. So yes, I'm in Itopia here with Inventor happens to be open, doesn't matter right now. I could go to Google Drive in Itopia, or in a different tab on my Chromebook, I could open up Google Drive. So that's what I have right here is my Google Drive with hundreds of folders and files in here from teaching over the years. But what I'm going to suggest for students and really encourage you to do is create a folder for each class or project per se that you're working on so you can keep some organization in that process. So for instance, we have class for the things I teach, a video class, a welding 1 class, IED, machine tool, and so on. So I would suggest for each of the classes that you're going to be doing digital presence with Google Files, software, that we create a folder for it. So we're going to right click new folder, or we're going to come up here new folder, and you're going to give it a name. I like going class in front of it and then whatever the class is, and you could technically go the school year, so 23-24 if you wanted to, if that helps you, and that will create a new folder for that. And you could do that for every class that you have or club that you're in, a Skills USA folder, or maybe for work or personal stuff or church stuff. Who knows what you might do, but this is going to allow you to organize and find files a lot easier, especially when we're doing things like CAD or CNC work. You're going to have multiple files related to an individual project, and you can just end up with hundreds of files trying to search them through. So we're going to go into, say, the Woods class folder, and in here maybe you're doing various projects even, so we could go even farther. So right click new folder. Maybe we've got our bookshelf project that we're going to do some engraving on the top of it, so we want to put some files for that. Maybe we've got another project, a cribbage board that we're going to make on the CNC router. Maybe it's not a Woods class. I'm just going to use this as a generic folder. Maybe we're going to work on our dustpan project in machine tool. Who knows what it might be, but you can create different folders here so that you can save your things in specific locations. So organizing your files within Google Drive is step number one to setting up success in life, not just in class. Truly believe in life. Now that we have some folders there, how do we bring files in to those folders so that we can access them in Itopia? Again, this computer is not here in the classroom, it's in Texas or wherever that you're remote logging into, and we want to be able to open files in, say, Inventor maybe. So we need to get them into those folders in Google Drive. So let's say one location might be Google Classroom. Maybe your teacher uploaded a file for you in Google Classroom. So here I have the machine tool class folder open from my Google Classroom I run with my classes. And there happens to be a couple of CAD files in here for the tic-tac-toe project. So we may want these files. So we're going to click on that in the Google Classroom. This is just an example. And you're on your Chromebook right now on a tab on the Chromebook. So we're going to go ahead and download this. And it's going to download that file to the Chromebook. And you can, whether it pops up at the top or the bottom of the Chromebook, you can then open it up in the folder to see that file. Or if you miss this little thing and it goes away on you, you can come into the folders option on your computer at the very bottom, and even Chromebooks usually have a little folder icon, and we can click that and go to the downloads folder. So I'm going to go the long way in case you lost that little window. Clicking on folders, which brought up this, and I'm going to scroll to downloads, and here's a whole bunch of downloadable files that I've done over time. So the one we want, I'm just minimizing the stuff to not see the stuff that doesn't matter, but here is that tic-tac-toe file that we just downloaded, and we want that into Google. It's right now on the Chromebook. So how do we get it into Google Drive? Well, we can just drag and drop. So we're going to have Drive open, and we just downloaded the tic-tac-toe file. So we'll pull that into, let's go make a folder for tic-tac-toe project. Let's say this is machine tool class. And then I'm going to have that folder here and just drag that over top of that folder right there. And here it is uploading that one file. It's complete. We can go into it, and that CAD file is now in our tic-tac-toe folder. So that's one way to go from Google Classroom. We don't need this download tab open anymore. So there's that. Maybe another way you're going to get a file is from a website. Maybe your teacher created a web page for you to have a whole bunch of files on it, and you got to download them. So here's another file. This file is a CAD file for Inventor again. This happens to be, looks like the same tic-tac-toe file, but let's do it a different way. So again, we clicked on it from the internet. It went to download. We can click download again. It puts it in the folder. This time let's click on the folder, which just brings up that. And you'll see we actually have two tic-tac-toes now because I've downloaded the same file from two different locations twice. And then we could drag that into Google Drive if I wanted to, but I don't need it twice, so I'm not actually going to drag it up there. So that's another way to bring a file in from a website. All right, well, maybe you have a thumb drive and you're actually pulling a physical file from the classroom. Maybe the teacher gave you a thumb drive. Maybe you're sharing a file with a team project. So you literally have USB right here, USB. I'm going to open this up. Okay, so here's a USB on the Chromebook. You plugged it into the Chromebook. It pops up right here, USB. You look through the files. You say, okay, I want to get the Machine 2 Tool 2 folder, cribbage board project, and I was told to grab the file labeled bottom. So there's the file that I need. Maybe we want all of them. Okay, we'll grab all of those. Then we're going to go back to Google Drive, and we're going to find the cribbage board folder that you created. And we're going to drag on the Chromebook those into Google Drive. It's going to take a minute, a little bit more files, but there they are, and now they're in Google Drive. We can't open these from Google Drive because they're specialty files. We need Inventor to open these particular files. Maybe we need the laser software or the 3D printing software, who knows. But this is how you can store your files into your drive. Now that you have them there, we can go open them. So if we go back to Itopia, into the remote login software, we go open up the Inventor, let's say, whatever program you happen to be using, and we go open. We've already linked to Google Drive. So we can go into My Drive, and now we should see the class Woods, I think is what I created, 2324. Double click. Here's those folders we made for structure, so cribbage board, and we needed the bottom, open, and assuming I didn't actually test this, assuming this works, we should have that CAD file that was shared with you on a thumb drive. Now in your Google Drive, able to open up in your Inventor on your Itopia software. One other way that we can do sharing of files is maybe you're working on a team project and you want to share amongst your team. So maybe you're doing, I know in the IED class, we do the desktop organizer project. We also do a train project that you share files. Could be any class that you share files with, but we'll just say maybe it was IED, which would be in a class called IED instead of Woods. And then desktop organizer, and we want to share some files in here. Okay, so maybe we want to take this folder, right click, share, and then we can share it with our teammates. So you would type in your teammates information here for their school information, and then you would hit I got out of there, sorry, and then you would hit add and done, and once you've done that, now they might be able to go find those files. If we go open, and this time Google Drive shared, and if it's shared with you, you might be able to access those things in here. Take a little bit to find it the first time probably to get shared drives and shared files, but that is one way to do it. If you can't find them properly, you can always go to your shared with me and then drag it into your folder as well would be another way. So hopefully this short video is getting you to the point in Itopia that we can start finding files, moving files, transferring files, saving files as we need, because that's a big step in what we're doing on the computer. So we're either using a file to get started, or we're creating our own file, or we're sharing a file with somebody else. All that is going to be needed. As we get into the various softwares, we will teach you how to get your files out of the computer so that you could take, say, that thumb drive with the code to the CNC, or to the laser, or to the 3D printer, or to the vinyl cutter. Whatever equipment it is you're trying to run, we usually have to get that program off of the computer to be able to take it to the machine. So we will show that one at a time as we move through those softwares.